What's going on, everyone? So welcome to my latest video. This is obviously my review for the TV series Better Call Saul. So Better Call Saul is a TV series that aired from 2015 to 2022. It was 63 episodes long. It was on AMC. This is a prequel show to the TV series Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad is a TV show that I'm a huge fan of. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see that TV show live. I wish that I did. I was a little bit late to Breaking Bad. So Breaking Bad ended, I believe it was towards the end of 2013. I didn't watch it until the end of 2014, but I'm glad that I did. And I'm not going to lie, when 2015 came around and Better Call Saul was announced that it was going to be coming out, I was personally skeptical. I wasn't as skeptical as I am now about prequels, but back then I just said to myself, I mean, I liked Saul Goodman. I really did. Like, Bob Odenkirk did a great job in Breaking Bad, but I mean, Better Call Saul, I'm just like, I don't really know how that side character could make a show really fascinating. And I get that they would have other characters in terms of, like, you know, Gus showing up and Mike, but I was just like, I don't know. And the first season aired, and I'll never forget, the first season came out on Netflix. I believe it was right before the second season aired. So I watched the first 2 episodes, and I couldn't get into it. So I stopped. And it was a couple years after that. No, actually, no, not a couple years. It was like 3 years, I would say, that I finally was like, you know what, I'm going to give Better Call Saul a second chance. And I watched season 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, when I finished season 4, it was beginning of the pandemic. So the 5th season, it didn't air until I think it was 2021. So with the way Netflix was doing it, I had to wait a year because Netflix had it where they would drop a season right before the next season was airing, like the premiere of that season. So I had to wait. But I decided not to watch season 5 once it actually did drop on Netflix. And the reason for that is because at the end of season 4, I was kind of at a crossroad with Better Call Saul. I said to myself, season 4 was good, but I just don't know if it's going to be any better. Like, because especially as we're getting closer to Breaking Bad, I just don't know how it's going to be. Again, that's not to say it wasn't good quality. I want a lot of Better Call Saul fans to know that. It wasn't that I didn't think it was good quality. It is. I just personally wasn't as invested as Breaking Bad per se was. And again, 2 very completely different shows. But I will say this, I'm glad that I stuck with it, and I'm glad that I did watch season 5. I binge watched season 5, and I binge watched season 6, and I caught up to season 6 actually. In the last 5-6 episodes, I believe it was, I actually did watch week to week. And I'm so glad that I did, because Better Call Saul is quite a good show. First 4 seasons are when it is its own thing. It is not really, per se, connecting to the tissue of Breaking Bad. It's its own thing. It's balancing comedy and drama, and it does so very well. It's very well acted. I mean, you have really good performances. As I mentioned earlier, Bob Odenkirk kills it as Saul Goodman. He's really good. He's known as Jimmy McGill. Like that was actually in the beginning. But you also have Ray Sahorn, who's Kim Wexler. Kim Wexler's a great character. I really like her. The banter between Kim and Jimmy is it's palpable. It's really good stuff. Shout out also to Giancarlo Esposito, who plays, of course, Gus Fring. He's really good. I've always been a big fan of this actor, but he kills it as Gus. I really like him, especially towards the end of this series. Really good stuff. Jonathan Banks is Mike, really good. Always liked his character, but they give him even more in Better Call Saul, and it's really impactful stuff, man. Like, he's always calm, but there's a point in a certain episode in season 6 where he's not calm. And I love that brilliant moment because you really feel that emphasis of like, okay, if Mike's not calm, something is up and you had better actually be warned. You had better be on your toes. I loved it. I also really liked Michael Mandu, who plays Nacho. He's really good. And then Tony Dalton as Lalo. These are all really good characters. These are particularly my favorite characters of Better Call Saul. I really liked all of them. Now, one thing I will say is, in terms of each season, again, this is just pretty much my thoughts on the entire series. I'm not going to be talking about any spoilers, but I'll say this. Season 1 I thought was good. Season 2 I thought was good. Season 3 I thought was really good. Season 4 I thought was good, but I didn't like it quite as much as the other 3 seasons. Season 5 I really liked. And then Season 6, it's great. I really liked what they did with Season 6. Season 6, it's broken into 2 parts. Both seasons did come out in 2022, but they're broken up in 2 parts. And I would say this. Part 1 of Season 6 is very fast-paced. It's that high energy that we would go on to really kind of be able to reflect on with what, honestly, Breaking Bad was. But then the second half is what I would describe as what Breaking Bad was in the last couple episodes of Breaking Bad Season 5, where it's very much so self-meditation. It's self-reflection on the things that occurred before. And I know that that's not going to rub certain people the right way, especially because a lot of the episodes are filmed in black and white in the second half of Season 6 of Better Call Saul. I personally really like that, and again, I do love both halves, but I think that with what they do, especially with the series finale, I think it's brilliant stuff, and I think that it's really, really good with what they do. Again, no spoilers, but I liked what they did with the show. It's very well shot. Love the cinematography. It's very symbolic. There's a lot of visual storytelling too. Like something simple that they do with like an ice cream cone, how they show it at the beginning of the episode, and then by the end it's a little bit different. Again, keeping it vague, but I like what they do with that. I also like the score. The score at first, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really think it was that memorable, but as each season progressed, the score got better and better for myself. Like the sound mixing, as I mentioned before, characters and acting are great. Arcs of all these characters are also quite fascinating. I think personally my only issue that I take with this series is that for me, it did take a little bit to get into it. And I do also feel as though the beginning seasons, you kind of have the mindset of, okay, this is very different from Breaking Bad. And that's fine. Again, I want to emphasize this. I don't have an issue with that per se. It's just something that I want to warn viewers that might go into this thinking that's going to be Breaking Bad 2.0. It's not. There are certain sequences in each season that are per se, but it's not like that. It's its own thing. It has amazing world building. But there is something else I also wanted to touch on. And that's, there is, how do I say this? I don't want to spoil anything. There are a couple cameos from Breaking Bad, in particular season 6. One of those characters, I don't want to say that they should have done de-aging, but also part of me says that maybe they should have, because there's just one moment where there's a certain character and they look 20 years older than what they did. And it honestly happens in the series finale too, where there's one character where it's like, okay, this is supposed to be before Better Call Saul. He looks like he's 20 years older. And those moments did take me out of it. But besides that, they're fleeting moments, and again, keeping it vague. But besides that, this is a really strong series. I'm glad that I stuck with it, and I definitely have to say that it is, again, similar to Breaking Bad, but not. It's a show that gets better and better, and especially the last couple seasons. And how many shows can say that? Let's be honest. How many shows can say we get better as we went along, and our best seasons are at the very end? I can't really say that for sure, but I'm so glad that Better Call Saul was quite good. And again, it's its own thing, and honestly, for a prequel show, that in itself is more than welcoming. And for me, Better Call Saul, I personally will be giving a... But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts on Better Call Saul. Again, keeping it vague. I hate spoilers personally, and I would not want to do the same for you guys. But let me know your thoughts on Better Call Saul. And what was your favorite season? For me, season 6, I have to say. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. And as always, don't forget the subscription, notification bell, and I'll catch you guys later.